said they loved the music very much, so I was offered a residency right there on the spot. It's been like a dream. After I returned home from that trip, I got this very strange contract in the mail. I decided to keep my signature ambiguous because the language scared me a little. I didn't want it to be truly binding, not that I had any say in the matter. The day after I signed, an assistant to Mr. Koch picked me up, and drove me north. I was told I would be able to work in a church, all on my own, and I said that sounded lovely. I imagined my future as we drove along, listening to strange news on the radio.
Some of the Earth's coldest regions are looking a little greener lately. That's according to a NASA-funded study which found global warming is pushing trees further and further north towards the Arctic, bringing lush vegetation to areas that were once barren. Researchers found this is all due to a, quote, amplified greenhouse effect. As temperatures increase, the duration of snow cover on the ground gets shorter. The bare ground then soaks up more heat from the sun's rays than the snow-covered ground would have, leading to warmer air and then more melting snow. The study looked at 30 years of data and satellite images and found between 34 and 41% of all northern vegetated land showed an increase in plant growth, shown here in blue and green. Plant life is now equivalent to what you would have found about 430 miles further south in 1982, about the same as moving from Winnipeg to Minneapolis. While that might not sound that drastic, it makes a pretty big difference to the ecosystem. If the trend continues for a few decades, these areas could start to look like woodlands as the shrubs grow to tree height. That's not a foregone conclusion, though. With the increased heat comes the possibility of forest fires or even summer droughts, which would slow plant growth. Still, researchers say the increased temperatures will have some serious negative effects. One told Live Science, the greenhouse effect could be further amplified in the future as soils more clogged, releasing potentially significant amounts of carbon dioxide and methane. The study's results were published in the journal Nature Climate Change. For MSN News, I'm Candace Alvarez.
The driver said we better not go near that flag. He said it belonged to the enemy. He said he wouldn't be held responsible. But where else was there to go? I took over at the wheel. What a very strange journey. Now I've been dropped off, I'm alone, on the northern tip of Canada. I'm supposed to find the Koch private jet, to fly near the North Pole proper, but I'm lost. But eventually the mountains seemed to shrink, The ground seemed to dissolve from underneath me, and as I fell I could see something charging up at the wind station. The airplane docked in the distance. I just had to make it to that plane, and soon enough, I'd be arriving at this winter wonderland, Emeryville, North.
Mio, crede a questo galantuomo,
The city was never supposed to get so wet. In Maryville North was going to be Christmas every day. The financiers were furious. The purchase of the North Pole was supposed to be